Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about my all-time favorite Danganronpa series. Yes, even more so than the actual official Danganronpa games. I love this game. This one so much, like so much more, you wouldn't even understand how much more I love it. So this video is probably going to be a lot longer, but that's okay. So, for starters, I'm probably just going to talk about the first chapter and second chapter because this one has two chapters. So, I'm probably going to go ahead and start with that. So, our main character is Teriko, and Mono TV is the host. The first trial victim and killer were Xander and Min. Now, Xander is a character I did not expect to die. I mean, he was with Teriko from the very beginning, and he just seemed like he'd be a really important character throughout the story, you know what I mean? Like he was always with Teriko. He just had such bright energy. It just didn't seem like Xander would be the first character to go. I guess he's kind of like Kaede in that situation where you thought she'd be there later in the series. But yeah. So he actually originally was going to try and kill Teriko. He lured her to a computer lab because she trusted him, and he stabbed her. But after he did, he kept apologizing and apologizing. And when Teriko was passing out, she heard him say "Why did you make me kill Teriko?" So his reasoning's kind of mysterious because then during the investigation, when Teriko and them woke up, Xander was actually found dead. Um, instead of Teriko, because Teriko has her ultimate lucky student talent is that even if she wants to die, no matter how much injury she gets, she can't die. So everyone immediately blamed Teriko basically for the death because the killer set it up to make it look like Teriko and Xander had gotten into a fight and Teriko won. But it Xander had been electrocuted, but it was made to look like he had been stabbed. Um on the thing, on the light switch, there was a note that said "Kill Teriko Tawaki." And so, that's the note Xander must have had, but the question was, who gave Xander that note, and why did Xander listen to the note? Why would Xander listen to someone when they asked him to kill Teriko? That's the question. But that's, the whole investigation went on, and after the investigation, they found out it wasn't Teriko, it was actually, Min, who had actually killed Xander. It wasn't Teriko, it was Min. Um, but Min's murder was like it was unplanned. She didn't intend to kill Xander. It was like a heat of the moment thing where okay, Charles, he has an intense fear of blood. It's like hemophobia. I don't remember what it's called, but he's hemophobic or something, whatever that is. The fear of blood. So when he sees blood, he completely shuts down. And Wit had known this secret, but he refused to reveal it because Wit's all about keeping secrets. He doesn't want to reveal his friend's secrets unless he has to. And so when they started to turn it on Charles, because they found this DVD in there for motives that had Charles' name on it, they immediately started suspecting him. It's like, why were you in there? You must have done it. So then Wit revealed the secret where it's like Charles has a fear of blood. That's why he's been so quiet this whole trial. Because Charles had not been talking once this trial. And so they found out that's why. When he sees a large amount of blood, he shuts down. He will not function. And so they realized, well then maybe what happened is So Xander was going to try and frame Charles for Terrico's murder because he probably sent the DVD to Charles. And Xander knew about Charles' secret because Xander has like an eye patch. And when he was changing it one time, Charles walked in and Xander saw his reaction. So he knew about Charles' fear. So he knew if Charles came to the computer lab to watch the video while he was in there with Terrico's body, Charles would shut down and they could easily pin him on the murder. So when Charles came in and he saw Terrico's body, it happened, he freaked out and he ran out of the room. He had been shut down ever since. Min, though, she happened to be walking by when she saw him run out of the room and she made a terrible mistake. Like they say, curiosity kills. She walked into the room to see what scared him. She saw Xander over Terrico's body. And when Xander saw her, he most likely was gonna kill her because like he can't have any loose ends. And so Min, like, she had a bucket of water on her because she was helping clean the kitchen. She threw the water at Xander and quickly flipped the lights off and like broke the light panel off with her little special pen knife, because each of them got special items. And Xander went to turn on the lights in the dark, and he touched the wiring with his wet hands, and he got electrocuted. Min was all like, freaked out, but she made it like she stabbed him and made it look like Terako and him had gotten into some kind of fight, and that's why Xander was dead and Terako was the murderer. But it's like you can't help but feel bad for Min, because that's horrible. That's a horrible situation, you know what I mean? Like, that's so sad. But whatever. She got executed. You could see how desperately, she was trying to live, but it didn't work. You can't escape it. So, Min got executed. And David was like Xander's friend. Like, it was all sad. The second trial rolls around, and like it was pretty obvious who the victim was gonna be because everyone got like these little like motive letters or whatever. Like everyone got a letter belonging to somebody else, and it was a secret of that person's. So like, Jay's, for example, was like her secret was that she's the daughter of this famous woman, and Arturo is the one that got the letter. So like each person like got someone else's secret. Well, David had or no, who had it? Eden? Someone had Ra's secret, and they figured out the truth about her. She admitted it. She admitted her secret. Um, and it was like a changing moment where, um, like she promised like she would change. She wants to change. She wants to become nice. And that's the moment you knew Ara was definitely, she was definitely gonna be the next victim. I mean, it's always the people that have like the development that's end up dead. And lo and behold, Are Are ended up um she ended up dead. It was actually creepy, like hers, because like Danganronpa usually does the music. They didn't do that for her death. Her death was ugh, it was creepy. Well, the investigation, all this stuff begins, and you can kind of see Rose. She's like shutting down and stuff, and all this like stuff. During the trial, people immediately blamed Nico because Nico had originally, before Ari's death, tried to kill Ace, and Ari was killed in the same exact manner that Nico tried to kill Ace. So everyone immediately started blaming Nico because, I mean, they already tried to kill once, why wouldn't they try again? And so that's like the whole situation there. Well, as the investigations continue, a lot of people are showing like their true colors because of the secret. Like Fujing, she became like really aggressive and like defensive over Nico, and like she was just putting feeling over like like logic. Sort of like Kaito did, except she was 10 times more annoying and worse. Jay's secret was revealed, like Levi actually did a 180 and it's found out like, he can't feel emotions and stuff, and that was kind of wow. But yeah, after, they continue the trial for a bit, they find out it's Ace. That's why the murder looked so similar to when Ace was almost killed because Ace knew exactly how to do it because Nico tried to do it to him. And so, though, it was really sad because, like, Ace knew from the beginning he most likely would have been a target for death. I mean, nobody liked him, I mean, like, he was always yelling at people, but, like, nobody liked him. You could definitely see the change in Ace from the beginning to end. But Ace was terrified of death, and I mean like terrified. Like he was even scared of his own talent because jockeys have to like get on horses and stuff. So Ace was afraid of his own talent because he didn't like he it scared him like what if he falls off his horse and gets trampled by them? It's like so it's really sad. Like Ace was terrified of death and like he knew someone was gonna kill him sooner or later, and then Nico went and killed him, so it's like, that sucks. Or Nico tried to kill him, and like so it just kind of solidified his idea. And then during the trial, Levi admitted he's actually emotionless, so he never really did care about Ace. And so, like, it just solidified Ace's belief that, like, someone would have killed him soon. Nobody cared about him. And it's just so sad because I really love Ace's character. Ace was one of my favorites. So it sucked to see him, you know, get executed because I really thought, like, I didn't think Ace was gonna make it all the way to the end because, character afraid of death probably obviously is gonna die, but I didn't think he'd go so soon. Like, so far, Xander's death was really unexpected. Auray's death was very expected because, like, when the characters have character development and all this stuff, they go bye bye. That's just how it happens. That's how it always is when you get to spend time with a character and get to know them, and like they're gonna do all this stuff. It they're gonna go. They're not making it. They're really probably not gonna make it, and that's what kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like the fact that um she did like left before all that happened, but during the trial, people actually started to blame David at one point too, and like David's like no, because they figured out his secret. Um, and let's just say David did a whole 180 freaking flip in which let's just say David went from being like how do I explain this? David went from being like this to being like this. I need to speak no more. Bro pulled like a Nagito. Like, and I'm all in for it. Like, ooh, when he did that 180 flip, it was something. He basically just started screwing around with the trial where he's like, yeah, I killed her. Yeah, I pushed her to suicide. Yeah, I did this. And it's like, no, he didn't. He did not push her to suicide and all that stuff. It's funny. Okay, I tried to like go as fast as possible when I was talking about like a recap of the first and second trial because like I already know it's gonna take me so long to talk about like how I feel about these characters and like my predictions for them. So like I tried to keep it quick, because I don't know how long this video is gonna end up being, but yeah. Okay, so for starters, we have like the whole cast here. I, for the most part, I like all this cast, but like there's like a select few on here that are a little eh, they like they're just they're not for me. But Mono TV, I think all the hosts like Tozu, Monokuma, like them, Mono TV is actually my favorite. I freaking love Mono TV. Like Mono TV is so much more involved with the characters than like Monokuma and like Tozu are. Like she's consistently there, like and like they even hung out with Mono TV. Like Teru was doing chores for Mono TV. Like it was Mono TV's like such a burst of light. But there's also like a thing where like okay, during the second trial, since Ace was already gonna die, Teriko wanted to test like whatever, so she told Ace to like hit Mono TV because it's technically breaking the rules. Ace like did it in the moment because he was scared, so he broke Mono TV, but it didn't work. They tried to turn the punishment on Teriko. Didn't work because Teriko's like, I won't die anyways. And then, unfortunately, though, Levi jumped in front of her and he took the bullets for her. So right now, Levi's really hurt. But Mono TV was talking through like a broken screen and admitted, like, this is just a body. You, nah, 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 nah. And so, like, and she's like, I can't control what I do. I'm just doing what I'm coded to do. So it makes you wonder, what's the secrets behind Mono TV? Terako, on the other hand, like, she's not like most main characters where, like, after a murder happens, all in on trusting everybody. No, Terako immediately, like, she didn't trust anybody anymore. She shut herself off from everybody else. She only worked alone. She refused to be in like a room alone with anyone. She went as far as carrying a knife around, and would press it against anyone's throat that got near her when they were alone. It's like Terako, but that's a little intense. Like, quite literally, Charles asked Terako to meet him somewhere. But I guess I can understand the PTSD because that's what Xander did, that he stabbed her. But, like, she's pressing the knife against his throat first before he even does anything. Then she's, like, demanding him to take off his lab coat so she can make sure he's hiding nothing. And, like, that's a little much, Terako. But, like, I can understand where she's coming from. She's been betrayed once. She's not gonna allow it to happen again. But, like, it was a little much. It was a little much, like she needs to take it a notch down a little bit. It's cool. Ace, I freaking love Ace, dude. Like when I found Ace was the killer, I was so sad because I shipped Ace and Levi really badly, like really badly, dude. And like Ace never wanted to die, but like when it was time for his punishment and like he did the thing with Mono TV, Levi got hurt. They found out the trial room doors wouldn't open until the trial was carried out, or like the execution. And so Ace pushed for his own execution to happen so that they could get Levi out of the room and to the infirmary. And Ace was like encouraging Arturo, where he's like, you're gonna, you can help him. You just can't do it because you keep saying you can't. But if you actually try, you'll be able to save him. You have to save him and stuff. So even in his final moments, Ace wanted to save Levi and he pushed his own execution so that they could get Levi out of there and save him. And like I said before, Ace is someone that was terrified of death. So to do that, that was oh so good. I'm still so sad that, you know, Ace is gone. I kind of wish he lived at least until like maybe chapter 4, but it is what it is. I mean, in his final moments, he faced his fear of death, even though he did die from a fear-induced stroke, but whatever. It's okay. And Ace, you will live on as a king in my heart, you sweet baby. So will Xander, but you, sweet baby, you will live on in my heart because I'm so sad. I thought, Levi Ace would be the one to make Levi feel emotions, and like, nope, nope. Levi didn't even get to see Ace's execution because he got, shot down before he could see it, but yeah, it is. Are? Um, how do I feel about Are? Um, when it comes to Are, At first I didn't really like her. She was like really, really, really annoying. Like I did not like Alright in the slightest. She pissed me off a lot. But once I got to know like her backstory about like why she is the way she is and how she's only acting this way to protect herself and like how she wants to change and become nicer and like make friends with everybody, it made me like her because I realized it gave justification for why she was the way she was, but it also like immediately I knew there's no point getting attached. She's definitely definitely gonna die. So I it is what it is, but you know she made a good impression on me towards the end. I definitely liked her towards the end. Like I really liked her. So she definitely redeemed herself. I really liked Alre in the end. I wish she didn't die, but there's really there's nothing really else I can do about it. Arturo? Um this guy confuses me. I don't know how I feel about him, to be honest. Like he both creeps me out, but I also like him a lot, but like he annoys me. It's like he's a bundle of mixed emotion if I've ever seen them. Like I can't tell if I love or hate him. Like I really can't. Um he's confusing me. And I don't know how to feel about that. Like at all. I mean like because like one, he's always mean to people. He only likes people with, in his words, beautiful faces. That's already kind of eh. But then a second thing is when he found out who Jay really was, he became obsessive and stalker to her. So I mean, like that's a little woohoo. But like when Ace like motivated Ataru to like, you know, you can do it, you can help him, this and that. I mean, like it was kind of heartwarming to see like Arturo's like insecurities drop because like you could tell like Arturo was always insecure because all of them were always making fun of like not making fun of him but they were always judging him because they were like, you're a plastic surgeon, how do you mess up this stuff? And he's like, yeah, I'm a plastic surgeon, not a doctor, because like they always made him do like autopsies and it's like it's not his fault. So like I I like kind of like that little moment between Arturo and Ace towards the end. It was really kind of sweet, and I felt it was like a good turning point for Arthur. At least I hope so. I really hope so. Charles. Ooh, ooh, Charles, you're something else, my sir, my dear sir. I love, 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 love Charles, dude. He is, uh, I think he's my third favorite in Danganronpa to Spare Time. Probably my third favorite, I think. I love him so much. He's so cool. I love him. And it's like the Fear of Blood thing is like such a nice like, like touch to his character and like he's a science or chemist and stuff and like he's kinda like he like took Xander's place as like the support, I guess, in the story and I'll love him for it. I mean, like Charles really like how do I say it? Like the character like development in a way from when we first met him to like the end of chapter two was like, it's pretty evident that like, how do I say it? In the beginning, Charles like he didn't like anyone. He didn't want to be near anyone. He wanted to be on his own, and he would never interact with anybody. But now he's like, he's a lot more open to interacting with everybody than like before. I mean, he's fine with Terako. I mean, him and Terako in the beginning was hilarious. Like they did not want to be friends with each other. It's kind of funny. No, though, he warmed up to her, and then like the most surprising one was him and Wit. Like you wouldn't expect that him and Wit would have been friends at all in the slightest, and yet after Xander's first like, or not Xander, after Charles saw Xander's injury and like shut down and stuff, Wit was the one that found him, stayed by his side, comforted him, and all that stuff. That's how he knew about Charles' secret about like his fear of blood, and how he didn't want to like share the secret because he's all about keeping secrets for his friends. It's like you didn't expect Wit and Charles to like, be friends and stuff. And like the thing is they stayed friends. Like all throughout the second chapter, Wit and Charles were always together. Anywhere you went, Wit and Charles most likely were together. They were always hanging out in the computer lab together. Apparently they were playing video games together sometimes when they were supposed to be running like tests and stuff. They were actually they were playing around. More so Wit, but like Charles got roped into it. And it's like that's kind of fun. Like that's actually really cute, you know what I mean? Like that's adorable. And so like it makes you like it kind of warms your heart a little bit that they're friends, and like it makes me worried that, Charles is such like he's a nice touch. Like he is a really nice character. And he's like the second protagonist now, like the support that Xander originally was. Like kind of that vibe in a way. So I'm hoping Xander, or keep mixing their names. I hope Charles, stay strong and all that. I really hope so. Oh, David. Shoot. Okay. At first, I didn't really care about David. Because, like, I didn't really. His character was like the motivational speaker and woohoo and all that stuff. It was like, nice. Okay, cool. Him and Xander became best friends quickly because Xander looked up to him a lot, and it was really cute. Like, it really is cute. Um, but I never really cared for him until he did that 180 and turned into, you know who. Um, it was, it was an experience, I must say so myself. But that's besides the point. Even in the trial, he kept talking about Xander, so it's like, I think him and Xander were a little more than friends sometimes. No, I'm kidding, but, like, they're definitely, like, Xander was definitely special to him. Whether that was as a friend or he liked it, like, they just had a special bond, and I really enjoyed it. And, like, even when David went crazy, he was still talking about Xander and how, like, he just wanted to carry out Xander's beliefs and will and stuff. So it, like, kind of warms my heart a little bit, but also Cuckoo David was my favorite character in all of Danganronpa is Kokichi. So when David went and did that, I'm sorry, Nagito got knocked down in a place, and David became my second favorite Danganronpa character of all time. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. David is my second favorite Danganronpa character of all time. Crazy David, to be exact. Like, not normal little nice pretending David. It has to be crazy. Crazy David has to be number two. The normal David's he's down low a bit, but crazy David, he better not die. I freaking love him, dude. He's so fun. Like, I kid you not, I would watch it just for him. because he's just that fun. He's just that fun of a character, not gonna lie. Best character in Danganronpa Despair Time, in my opinion, is Crazy David. Because I don't know, he was a fun experience to watch. Even like the creator, I think, admitted like David was originally actually supposed to be the killer, but he was so popular that they changed it. But I don't know if that's actually true or not. That's just what I heard people saying about him. But I I'm not gonna like, well, I kind of am. I wish they made someone else besides Ace the killer, but that's fine. It's fine. David lived, so it's okay. It's okay. I actually would have been pissed if he was the killer, and I wouldn't get to see any more crazy David. I would have been so freaking mad, dude. So mad, so mad, so freaking mad. But luckily that didn't happen. But he most likely won't survive. Who am I kidding? Eden? Ugh. I'm sorry, she's sweet, but I really just don't like her. She may be sweet and all that stuff, but she is so pushy. Like, she can't mind her own business. Like, Terako clearly doesn't want to interact with anybody, doesn't trust anybody. She just wants to be on her own. And Eden is over here like, Terako, let's explore together. Terako, let's do this together. Terako, Terako. It's like, can you not mind your own business and leave Terako alone? She doesn't want to explore with you. She doesn't trust you. She doesn't trust anybody. And you just can't leave her alone. I mean, like, what part of this do you not understand? It's like, you need to, like, back off, let Terako do her thing, and, like, I get you want to be a good friend, and you can tell that Terako is, she's going through something, and that she's not trusting anybody, but there's a reason for that, okay? So back up and just let Terako do her thing, you know? Because clearly she doesn't want to be around you, so I just stop pushing her to be your friend. She doesn't want to right now, okay? So, like, I don't understand what your problem is. Oh, who jinxed? Screw you. One of my least favorite Danganronpa characters of all time. I hate her. I loved her in the beginning, but then, like, progressively, she started to get, like, worse and worse, and then in the or the second trial, oh, I despised her. It was like I said before, she was kind of like Kaito, where she was like, feelings over logic, where like she constantly protected Nico and like wouldn't let anyone say anything bad about Nico. And it's like they keep telling her, like, if you keep defending him without proof, or if you keep making false alibis for him, we're not going to be able to trust any of your alibis again in the future. So you need to knock it off. And like she just wouldn't stop it. Like she would not stop like doing all that stuff, and then she started screaming at people and like acting all weird. It's like I really did not like her at all. She made me angry, like really freaking angry. Like she needs to take a step back because she was just yelling at people and like defending Nico no matter what, even though like she kept creating like false alibis and like it was kind of it was annoying. It was really annoying, to be honest. That's why she's one of my least favorites of all time, though. Jay? How do I feel about Jay? I don't know how I feel about Jay, to be honest. She's. I kind of like that she's like, the daughter of like a famous, is it model or actress? I don't remember. It's like, she's the daughter of someone like really famous and like pretty, which I guess is like, that's okay, but like, I like the detail that she like hides her identity and stuff, and how she doesn't want anyone to know like who she is and all this stuff. And I think that's like a really nice touch. And I think I found it funny that like what's his name? That Arturo found out like he's the one that got Jay's secret because he's a really big fan of Jay's mom. So it's like it's a kind of funny that that's what like he's the one that got the secret. I think that's really fun. But like just like Jay's kind of just there for me. I mean, she doesn't really bring anything to the table for me. I do like her, but like she's kind of like I said, just there. She's not really anything. There's nothing noteworthy really about her. But like, I don't dislike her. I don't dislike her. She's just, I just like, it's nice. Her like, being the daughter of someone famous and like how she's disguising herself. That's a nice touch. That's a really nice touch. Like, I think it brings like a good kind of character, like brightness to her. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really cool touch. Really, really cool touch. If I do say so. I like it. Oh, Levi. Levi? I'm gonna say this now. He's my second favorite character in the spare time. Second favorite of all time. Like I I love Levi. He is a light in the night. You know what I mean? Like, I freaking love Levi. And if you don't, I mean, we're gonna have gonna have problems because I freaking love Levi. He's so he's precious. He's precious, baby. He's just a precious baby. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Huh? Like, there's nothing I can say because I love Levi. And I think Levi's character is like, I think Levi's character is really cool. And I think, like, there's such nice, like, detail and thought put to his character. Because the fact that Levi was always, like, the peacemaker and, like, he was always, it seemed like he always cared about everyone. He always wanted, like, everyone to get along. But then come around to the trial, you found out Levi's secret is that he murdered three people and felt no remorse. And like we learned that Levi's actually emotionless. Like he doesn't feel emotions. He doesn't understand how to feel emotions. He's not like everybody else. And like that's kind of like a turn of events. I was like, "Oh, really? Wow." Like I kind of was not expecting that. And it's like he tells like why those three people he killed and like the reasoning behind all that stuff, and it's like, oh, but like his character really is just like his character's so cool. Like his character's so cool. Like I don't know what to say besides that. His character is so cool. So like when you learn that detail about him, where it's like, wow, he never actually cared about anybody. Like he admitted that, where he's like, I never actually really cared about Ace. I just was trying to fit in and like act like how you guys wanted me to, because like that's his whole thing. He's trying to act like how people want him to, so that it can seem like he is feeling emotions and stuff. And it's like, wow, that's actually a really cool touch to like his character, because like you never would have expected that really from how much he seemed to be like a peacemaker with everybody, how much he seemed to care about everyone and how they were doing. You never would have expected he was only doing that to try and like understand what like normal people do and like normal people feel and stuff. So I thought that was a really, it was a cool touch. If you know what I mean, like it was a cool little thing that they did with him that I think is one of the coolest things I've seen them do with a character so far. Like normally they don't have characters come in that have already committed a murder. Levi did, but he's like you just wouldn't expect him to have, and like the fact that he committed like three murders, even though they were kind of justified, I guess. It's still really you just like you wouldn't have expected it from him for in the beginning. Like you wouldn't have expected that that was his secret. Because like there's a cool little thing where they start figuring out whose secret's who, so it was actually kind of fun. Min? See, I kind of like Min, but she wasn't around long enough for me to get a good like connection with her. Unlike Xander, we were constantly with him. You know, he was a very upbeat character. You know, he was doing all this stuff. So it's like we really got to know Xander. Clearly not, but I got to understand, like, and bond with Xander. Min, she was just there. She didn't want to talk to us. She was just kind of there. And so, like, I like her, but I just I never really built a connection with her because she wasn't there long enough for me to build a connection with. So, I mean, at the same time, I really just don't feel nor care about her at all. I wasn't really that sad. Like, I felt bad for her, really bad for her when she was getting executed, but like, I mean, I had no real like connection towards her, didn't really care. Sounds bad when I say that, but like it was true. I mean, like she's just kind of there, you know what I mean? Like she was just kind of there. She's nice, but yeah, I mean, she's definitely I didn't hate her, definitely, but I just didn't feel anything. Oh God, Nico. Okay, Nico, I don't really know. Like in the beginning, I really liked them. I really liked them a lot. They were probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite in the beginning. Well, no, Levi was actually my favorite in the beginning, and then he got beat out by David's crazy side. But the thing with Nico is that as the story continued on, they started to like act weird. They were way too sentimental, emotional about stuff. They tried to kill Ace over stuff. They, you know, tricked Rose and all that into helping so that they could use her in their plan. And they were just they started to go down on my favorites list quite a bit. Like they were one of my favorites, now they dropped down to like maybe sixth or seventh. Like they are not I don't really like them anymore. They yeah, they're not for me anymore. I still love them, but like the character changes I did not like it at all, really. There's something else. Like the fact that they used Rose in their plan, and Rose was so happy when like she thought that somebody wanted to like learn to paint from her and like join her in art. And it was just Nico's plan so that they could commit a murder. Like that's so sad. I felt so bad for Rose. So yeah, that's kind of why Nico went down. Rose, I love Rose. She is so sweet, but I don't think she's gonna survive, but I love her so much because she's such a laid back character and she's like a nice little sprinkle. Like she fell asleep during a trial one time and like like she has a photographic memory that she can use to help people in the trial. I'll touch more on that in a second when I'm talking about like my predictions for the characters. But yeah, I really like her. I felt so bad for her when Nico like betrayed her and they were only using her for their plan. And then like Rose was too afraid to go and see Are's murder. It was Rose is just so sweet. I feel like, you know, she's just such a nice character to have in the game. I can't really think of who she reminds me of. I'm trying to think, but I can't really think of any character that she reminds me of. There probably is one that I just can't think of off the top of my head, but like Rose just gives like such a comforting vibe to the cast, and it's like I love her for that. She's so sweet and like I love art, so I mean like I'm already drawn to her talent being art. But yeah, I mean Rose is like she's like the breath of fresh air where all these other characters are so complicated and she's just chilling. I mean, there's probably a complicated like story to her character, especially after the second trial, but like definitely not nearly as complicated as some of these other characters, dude. Definitely not nearly anywhere as complicated as some of these others. Nowhere near it. Veronica. Okay, I won't lie. I like Veronica a lot, but I always forget she exists. Like anytime I try to count off all 16 characters, I like to do that with some of the Danganronpa games, just to see if I can remember everybody. Veronica is always the last character I get. I always forget she exists. I always forget her. And yeah, I love her, but like, I don't know what it is. Like, anytime I try to count off the characters, she's always the last one I get, and sometimes I don't even get her. I quite literally have to search up the Danganronpa cast to see her because I forget she exists. It's that bad. But she's like, you can get it from her ultimate, but ultimate horror fanatic, like, she's cuckoo, making horror movies, rating horror movies, horror books, all that stuff. It's like, you can't help but feel that she kind of reminds me of Junko in a weird way. It's kind of worrisome, but, she's a cool character, very lively, very fun. Um, I hope she doesn't die, but compared to the rest of this cast, I mean, I'd rather her than some of these other characters, and just saying, just saying. But no, she's a cool character. She's a really cool character. And I would be sad if she did get killed, but like I would not put it past her, to be honest. I really would not. Wit. I didn't expect myself to like Wit as much as I do. Like in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, he's cool. Okay, whatever." As time went on, dude, I definitely liked Wit a lot, a lot, a lot more than I thought I would. Like he grew on me, especially after him and Charles. Like, bro, him and Charles' relationship is so cute. Like, they're always together. It's so adorable. Like, so far, you can't tell me they are not the most canon ship, dude. Like, there's always that one pairing that, like, you are telling yourself they're a married couple. That's Whit and Charles for me. They are 100% the married couple of Danganronpa Despair Time, dude. They are 100% the married couple. I love them so much together. Like, Whit is he's like such a jokester, and it contrasts, like, Charles, like, more low down, cool, cold demeanor. Wit is just such like a burst of energy and light in like the class trials. Is like he's so fun. And I like the fact that, he's so willing to keep his friends' secrets. Like he does not want to reveal his friends' secrets unless absolutely necessary. Like Charles, he was not saying anything about Charles' secret until they started blaming him, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to tell everybody. But I love Charles so freaking much. I love Wit so freaking much, and like them together is even better. But yeah, like Wit is such just he's a burst of sunshine. And I'll be sad if he does, but I hope not. Xander. Oh, Xander, why did you have to go first chapter? I was so excited to like see Xander throughout the story. I thought he was gonna be throughout the story. I at least didn't expect first chapter, because Xander had an Australian accent, dude, and it was proven that he was the strongest character, like physical wise, like because during a arm wrestling competition, he slammed Ace's hand down on the table so hard that the table broke. And like I just and like the mysteries, we'll never figure out who like what caused Xander's like eye, because like behind Xander's eye patch, his eye was gouged out. So it's like there's that mystery. But it's like now we don't know if we'll ever get to know, because like he was taken out in the first trial. And like I can't I really want like Xander to come back, because once again his personality was so bright. He was a nice character to have. I mean, like, he was really strong, but he cared about everybody, but then his talent's the ultimate rebel. It's like the contrast in his character was like it was really well done, and like I loved his character so much, and I was so sad. Like, not even sad, shocked. Like, I was really sad, but even more so shocked when I saw him dead. I was like, what? Because, like, I just wasn't expecting it. You wouldn't expect that he was the one to go. But yeah, I mean, I wish he would come back, because, like, him and David as well, like, the way David, like, talks about carrying on Xander's will and all this stuff, and then, like, You want to know why he listened to the note that told him to kill Terracle? Like, who sent him the note? Why did he listen? What's the connection between him and the person who sent the note? Because, like, Xander was really close to Terracle. I mean, they were the first, like, they met each other first. Like, they were the first person each of them met. And it was like, what? Who would have Xander, like, who would Xander listen to when they told him to kill Terracle? Like, why would he listen to them? And, like, so I'm hoping those mysteries will get solved because, like, he's a bundle of mystery right now. Okay, I'm gonna try and speed this up because my timer is already at like 50 minutes, dude. So I need to like speed this up. I so I'm gonna quickly talk about like my predictions for all these characters and like what I think is gonna happen to them throughout the story. Really quickly because this might take a minute. This will probably really take a minute. Hopefully not. I'm gonna try and speed through this really fast. So starting off, we have Mono TV is the host, Terko's the main character, Ace and Are are dead, and Xander and Min are dead. So I'm not really going to talk about any of those characters because, like, Terko's the main character. She's already proven that she can't die, so, like, I'm not really concerned about that. I mean, she's the main character, she's proven she can't die, whatever. And then, like, there's no point in talking about the predictions of the dead, so that's, I'm gonna go ahead and move past all that because they're gonna be perfectly fine if you know what I mean. Like they're already dead. Nothing's gonna happen to them. On the other hand, I think and it hurts me to say this, but I think 100%. I think that the chapter 3, if following the normal Danganronpa pattern, like where there's usually like two victims, or like that other Danganronpa game where there were two Blackens, like normally two people go at once in their trial. If I had to make a prediction right now, I 100% think that Rose is gonna be one of the people to go. Rose is definitely gonna be one of the chapter 3 victims because of the way she was acting in chapter 2, where it's like, we're starting to learn a little bit about her, how she was being all afraid of seeing Are's body, how she was like talking about how her talent and that's how people want her used and like this and that and that and this. It's like we were starting to learn a little bit about Rose and like that scares me. Cause I just know Rose is definitely gonna be gone next chapter because like we're probably gonna start learning about her and then with her like photographic memory, it's a really dangerous like card. Like it's really it's like a trump card. Like it really is dangerous. Like, because all she has to do is see the murder scene once, and no matter how much you tamper with it, she has it ingrained in her memory. She can make it a perfect replica through her paintings, and like, that's a dangerous thing to go against if you're a killer. So, I think Rose is definitely. I think with the way she was acting in the second trial and like how useful she is, she's definitely gone. Similar to Rose being gone, I think Arturo is probably going to be the second victim because the way Ace gave him like a motivational like you got this, you can do this at the end of the chapter 2 trial, that's like where you can see like the change in Arturo is going to come, where like Arturo's going to go through a change for the better. He's going to try and help people more, like because like Ace told him like you can do this, you can do what a doctor can do, you got this. It just I think Arturo is probably going to be the second victim because it's usually the characters that have some kind of change going on with them, and like, so I think Arturo and Rose are probably going to be the two to go, especially because they're both pretty useful in the trials. Especially if Arturo does start to like learn more doctor practices to like do autopsies and stuff, he's going to be dangerous. So I think Arturo and Rose are definitely going to be the next two victims. I think they're going to be the chapter 2 victims, and it hurts my heart to say that. Because I love Rose and Arturo. Like, if he does go through a change, it'll be really sad. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I think that's gonna happen. I don't hope that though. Charles, okay, Charles, see, the thing is, like, he's kind of like Kyoko. Kind of like how I said with Kai and Damon, where, like, Kai is like the Kyoko. Charles is kind of also like the Kyoko, where it's like, Xander's gone, kind of like Sayaka, so, like, you know, Charles is gonna take over in that role and live like Kyoko. So I hope, and I actually really think, I think Charles is gonna make it. I hope so, at least. I don't want Charles to die, dude. He he is my third favorite character in this whole game. In Danganronpa Despair Time, Charles is my third favorite character. You can't take him away from me. So I have hope though. I feel like Charles will definitely live. I think he will definitely live. I'm holding out hope for that. On the other hand, we have somebody else, Crazy David, David in general. He's giving chapter 5 victim death energy because freaking David is, I will say, none of my favorite Danganronpa characters have ever survived. Like, Celestia, dead. Nagito, dead. Kokichi, dead. Kokichi and Nagito were both chapter 5 victims. So I'm not holding out hope for David. I mean, I really am. Like, I really want David to survive, but if it follows the pattern of my favorite characters always dying in the 5th chapter, I mean, that's when I'm gonna say it's gonna happen to David too. I mean, it's always that way. It's always that way, but nothing I can really do about that, to be honest. Uh, I hope he lives, though. I really do. My favorite character. Please let my favorite character survive for once. Please. Please, please, please. It's like I'm really hoping, but I don't think. If it follows the pattern of my favorite characters, he's definitely like a chapter 5 victim. Gone. That's how it always is. Eat it? I hate to say this, but I can definitely see her being a survivor, and I hate it. She gives me, Asahina vibes, and I don't like her. I really don't like her. She's sweet, but like she pisses me off. She's so nosy. So like as much as I don't want her to survive, I definitely think she probably is. With her connections to Terako and stuff, I just like I feel like she's probably gonna live. And I don't like that, but I mean there's probably no denying it at that point. She's probably gonna live. I don't like it though. But yeah, I think she's gonna be a survivor. 100% probably. Um, Hu Jing, on the other hand, I really don't like Hu Jing, so I don't want her to survive. She doesn't really give me survivor energy. And what I think actually might happen, I think be really cool, is like Hu Jing seems very protective of Nico. She seems to want to protect them a lot and like all that stuff. I think what could happen is like Nico might ask Kujing to kill this person because they are like he might lie and oops, they might lie and say, um, oh, this person is doing this to me and like this and this, and she might believe Nico and go and like kill the person like they asked her to, and it's like I could easily see that happening. So I think Hujing might end up being a blackened at some point for Nico. I think that definitely could be something that'll happen. I don't. I really believe that. And I'm kind of hoping so because I don't like her. Don't like her at all. Um, maybe she could kill. She might kill Rose and Archer. Jay? I don't know about Jay to be honest. I actually think Jay might live. I think. Like, Jay kinda gives me survivor energy a little bit. I don't know if she actually does. I just feel like I've said every other character dies essentially, so like I don't like I don't know how to explain it. Jay gives me survivor energy, but at the same time she doesn't. Cause like I'm trying to think, like but I feel like Jay would live. I just don't because like I can't think of a way like she would die or who would kill her. So I feel like Jay might survive. I don't want that though. Well, like I do because I like her, but like compared to some of these other characters, I'd much rather the others survive. Levi, um, with the way Levi has been, like he's almost died twice already. I feel like he should be a survivor because he seems like important and stuff. But at the same time, right now, Levi is 100% like he's incapacitated. And like this hurts because David, Levi, and Charles are my three favorite characters, top three favorites. David has already almost been killed, or Levi has almost been killed twice by Mono TV, and right now he's in the infirmary, which makes me scared that he might actually die next chapter because someone might take advantage of him being incapacitated. Because there's no way he's gonna be able to move around and stuff. He's definitely gonna be stuck in bed. It makes me scared that somebody's gonna take advantage of that and try and kill him when he can't fight back. And that terrifies me because like I don't want Levi to die. He's my second favorite. But I feel like someone might definitely take advantage of Levi being stuck in bed to kill him. So I'd actually much rather my Arturo and Rose theory be right than someone killing Levi. Because I really don't want Levi to die. I hope Levi, nobody takes advantage of him being bedridden because he took a lot of bullets, okay? So I'm hoping Levi will be fine and that nobody will try and, hurt him while he's stuck in the bed because that would actually break my heart. I would cry. I would cry physical tears, dude, because I love Levi so much. Like but I could definitely see it happening. Other than that, though, I think he may be a survivor. Maybe if he doesn't get killed off while he's stuck in bed. I think he'll definitely be a survivor. Nico, I could see one of two things happening. I could either see Nico surviving, or I could see someone killing Nico because they're afraid that Nico will try and kill again. Because, like I said, they tried to kill Ace before, so someone else might kill Nico in the fear that they will kill someone else. Or Nico will be a survivor. So I could see Nico being a survivor or a victim. I could see it going both ways. Definitely, definitely both ways, to be honest. Like, Nico could either be a survivor or they're 100% a victim. Veronica, I don't think she's surviving. She gives too much Junko energy and, like, she's a horror fanatic. So I could definitely see her maybe killing somebody. Or she might do one of those crazy, like, suicide things where it's like, she wants people to figure out who did it when she really did it and stuff like that. It's like I could 100% see her doing that because she just doesn't seem like she'll survive. I mean, she's too much like Junko to survive, and like, I don't know, she just doesn't give survivor energy to me. She really doesn't. Which, I mean, like, I like her, but like, compared to some of the other cast, I'd much rather her, you know, get out. I'd much rather her, take the fall for it, y- you know, all that stuff. So I'm hoping, not hoping, I think Veronica is probably gonna be, um, like, like a killer. I don't think she'd be a victim, or she could be a victim in her own death, murder, whatever. I think that's how it could would happen. Wit? Ah, shoot. See, I want Wit to live, but none of the pairings usually ever survive. So if I'm saying Charles survives, I don't know if Wit will. I mean, I really hope that Wit, like, survives. I really, 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 really do because I love Wit. I really do. Wit is such like a good character. So I'm really hoping that he survives and stuff. And he does give me a little survivor energy, but I just watched another Danganronpa series and a character that's just like Wit got taken out right away. So I'm hoping Wit survives because I really like Wit's character, but they tend to break apart every pairing and only one of them survives from each pairing. So if I'm saying Charles survives, then most likely Wit is not gonna survive, and that hurts my heart. But I, like Wit gives me, he gives me maybe chapter 4 victim vibes, kinda. That's what he kind of gives me. I don't like it, but I'm actually kind of hoping he survives. I'm hoping the survivors are freaking Charles, David, Levi, and Wit, and Terraco. But I'm hoping those are the survivors, because come on, man. You can't break apart Charles and Wit. It'll crush Charles. It'll actually crush Charles' soul. Like, you can't. You can't break. You already broke apart David and Xander. You broke apart Levi and Ace. You broke apart freaking Eden and Min. You broke apart freaking Ray and Eden. You broke apart Terraco and Xander. Like, you broke apart so many pairings already. You can't do Wit and Charles, though, dude. Charles will physically not be okay anymore. So just don't. Come on, Wit. You have to live. You have to live. Oh, okay, I've been I've been filmed for over an hour. Um, yeah, though, that was me, talking about Danganronpa Despair Time. I think you can clearly see with how much longer this video was that clearly I like this game a lot more than Project Eden Garden. It, like I said before, it's my favorite Danganronpa game of all time, like more so than the official games and all that stuff. Like, I love this game. I love the cast. I love everything about it. The trials are very entertaining, and it's really, really cool. Uh, but yeah, I should have another video coming out tomorrow, but I do hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are.